Hey everyone, it's Natalie, also known as Knitty Natty, and this is a special episode where I am getting ready to go to the Knitting in the Hills retreat in Austin, Texas. So it is Sunday afternoon, and I am about to start packing for the retreat, which I leave on Thursday morning. The retreat is Thursday to Sunday in March of 2020. This is the Knitting in the Hills retreat, which is put on by Hill Country Weavers, which is a yarn store in Austin, Texas. And I will be driving down there with my friend Rebecca in just a few days. I'm so excited, but I am going to get packed up this weekend because I need to pack for my classes that I'm taking, and that takes a little bit of thought. So I'm going to show you how I'm packing for my classes, like the yarn and other things that I need, packing my projects, and then also packing my clothes. This might go over 2 days, I'm not really sure, but I want to go ahead and get packed because work is going to be very busy these next few days, and there's just a lot to do before you go out of town for the weekend. I also want to pack my clothes so that I don't wear them to work, so that they're clean and ready to go. I just like to be prepared early, so let's get started. The first class that I'm taking is Colorwork Basics with Caitlin Hunter. This class requires 2 colors of yarn and appropriate needles, but not full skeins. So I just grabbed some scraps to work with. And I am putting all of my class materials together in kits and little drawstring project bags so that they are easy to grab and go. Echo, play Ariana. Okay, so obviously I cannot play Ariana for you, but I do love to play some fun music while I am putting my yarn kits together. Don't you just love my dancing? I was definitely a ballerina. I'm taking a mini class on helical knitting. Funnily enough, I actually learned this skill recently, but in any class I feel like even if I already know the skill, I can totally pick up something new. I decided to put my yarns on this wooden tray and take it by the window to better decide on colors for my helical scarf. And here is my final choice. It's pretty beachy, don't you think? My third class is Textural Brioche with Leslie Ann Robinson. We're going to learn a ton of different brioche stitches, and we need 3 full skeins of yarn. So I can only guess that we're going to begin a full project. I was having a pretty hard time choosing 3 colors that would be good for brioche, but then I remembered I had these 2 colors already paired together for another brioche scarf. So I decided to just start playing with a 3rd color to make it a trio. The class recommends a light, medium, and a dark tone, and the best way to do that is black and white. So changing this to black and white, you don't see a ton of contrast. But I remembered a rejected set of colors from my centrifugal shawl, and they have so much more of that light, medium, and dark tone, so I think I might go with these. Ultimately, I really could not decide, so I just packed both into my float tote. My final class is all about shawl design, so I just went back to my scrap jar for that. Okay, I think I've at least got my initial yarn choices picked out for my 5 classes that I'm taking. One of the classes is just to bring a current project because we're working on like having healthy posture and being kind to your hands. So I've already got a project that's going, and I will pack those later. So you can see it's all behind me on the couch here now. I think I'm gonna go pack my clothes, and then I will come back to this later when I can think about it a little more, and then also add in all of my current whips because I've got some strategies for you when it comes to packing for retreat knitting and crochet. So whenever I pack for any trip, I always count out the days and nights that I will be somewhere. This really helps me keep my outfit count down and also calculate how many things I'll need, like socks and underwear. Then I go to the easy things like pajamas. For pajamas, I do the number of nights I'm staying divided by 2 plus 1 for an extra set. Next, I pack bottoms, and I'll pretty much just wear my trusty 2 pairs of jeans this whole retreat weekend. For tops, I'm bringing all of my knitting themed shirts because, hey, it is the best time to wear them. I'm also bringing some comfy leggings for those late knit nights. Now, since I'm going to a knitting retreat, I'm obviously bringing some knitted pieces. Everyone loves showing off their hand knits at retreats. It's the best place to go to get compliments on your knitwear. Alexa, what's the weather like in Austin this week?
Here's the weather in Austin, Texas for the next 7 days. Monday, 79 degrees Fahrenheit and lots of clouds.
I grabbed some tank tops to wear underneath my knit garments, and since the weather's gonna be so warm, I'm really just bringing short sleeve tops, shawls, and cardigans. You can find links to all of my projects for the things that I am taking down below. I made sure to bring some of my own designs this year as well to show those off. And of course, even though it's not my design, I'm going to be wearing Tanya as soon as it is finished. I threw a store-bought cardi and a sweatshirt into the mix as well. So here is the whole lot that I am packing, and don't worry, I didn't forget socks. I just can't pack them right now because I literally don't have enough socks to wear this week and to pack for the trip at the same time. I'm using these awesome zip-up bags to pack everything. I'll make sure to link the ones that I have from Amazon below. I just love how easy it is to rearrange your suitcase with these. I'll usually put the bulk of my clothes in the large ones, and then I will use the small ones to pack small things like underwear and socks and bras. I ended up pulling out a pair of jeans, a t-shirt, and a sweater to wear in the car on the way down. Now, I chose to go with one big suitcase this year just so I can fit all of my clothes, toiletries, plus some yarn in there. I'm aiming just to have one suitcase and one bag for the entire weekend. Now, 2 of the large bags will fit in a big suitcase side by side, and I actually will still use these bags even though I have a double-sided suitcase. But if I have a single-sided suitcase, these are even better because they can stack and you don't have a clothes avalanche. I also like to bring a laundry bag with me for all of my dirty laundry on the way back home. And here is my first day in car ride outfit. I just love this t-shirt my friend Rebecca made for me. Let me know if you want to meet Rebecca on this retreat since I talk about her all of the time. Okay, so here is day 2 of me packing for the Knitting in the Hills retreat. I have slept since I picked out all my yarn yesterday, which is here on the couch. And so I'm ready to make my final decisions and also add in my whips and needles and accessories and just all of those things. So that's what I'm going to show you in the last part of this video. I have already gone and gathered my 2 current whips. One I actually haven't casted on yet. I think these are going to be my March socks. So I definitely want to take socks with me. That'll be great for in the car and just like in between classes and something that's super portable. And then I also have my centrifugal shawl, which I still want to call centrifugal. I have made a little bit of progress on it. This is a nice simple garter stitch project that'll be great to do at the retreat. So I've got everything here inside my float tote so that it's all good and ready to go. I'll look ahead in the pattern too just to see if I need any other accessories, but I'm just bringing those 2 whips because I think I'm going to be casting on 2 new projects in my classes, and so I don't want to have too many things going on because even though there is a lot of downtime at the retreat, you kind of want to work on like your new class projects, and I wouldn't be mad if I got through a lot of my centrifugal shawl and like just did simple knitting the whole time that I'm there because you want to chat and stuff. So I am going to go back through my class stuff and pull out some needles and accessories and get everything packed. So I also forgot to say, I am also packing my class bag, which is this big ol' tote bag. This is a bag that my husband got me and I have been collecting enamel pins on for a while. So it's a nice big bag. It has a shoulder strap as well. But I'll basically be able to put my whips in there and then whatever materials like I need for my classes, plus like a little pouch for purse items like my wallet, my lip gloss, my gum, stuff like that, a water bottle. It'll all fit in that tote. And then I can just carry this with me like to class or to any of the rooms that we're hanging out in, so that I have everything with me. I like to have all my things like snacks and everything in one bag so that's easy to carry around. So I'll have my big giant suitcase and this bag, and that's it, I think. So let's get to packing. I'm getting my space ready by rolling this ottoman since it is covered in toaster hair. He just loves laying up here. I adore this roller. I can't find this exact one, but I will link an Amazon equivalent below. So I'm basically just going through my patterns for my classes and seeing if there's any notions or needles that I need to bring. I'd rather bring them from home than worry about buying them in the marketplace. And of course, Toaster came in for a little bit of love. Love this lighting. Okay, this is so crazy. I just had to share. I was pulling my email back up so I could look at my, what's it called? Anyway, the materials that I needed for my classes, and I saw I had an email from Hill Country about the retreat, and it was about Caitlin Hunter, and it looks like she is not going to be able to come. So that is crazy. I think I'll spare, like, it's not like it's kind of personal, but like not really. But anyway, I'm sure you can find out why, but she is going to be doing her classes virtually. So sort of a bummer to not be meeting Caitlin in person, but I'm really glad that the Knitting in the Hills Retreat staff was able to come up with a quick solution and still have her teach classes. So crazy, right? Things like that, they happen. But anyway, I am going to proceed with packing for the classes that I'm going to attend. I'm making sure that all of my patterns are downloaded to my iPad so that they are ready for me at the retreat. For some projects, I'm even picking out matching progress keepers, so I'll be ready to get them started. I'm also making sure that all of my projects have the needles that they need. I even had to dig into my extras bag to get some more tips and cords since like every project is using the same needle size. And it's time for me to finally make a decision on these colors. I really think the pinks and the purples are much more me. Okay, so my class bag is pretty much full. I am not going to travel with it like that. I'm basically gonna take out any of my classes that aren't on Thursday, the day that I'm traveling, and put them in my suitcase because I picked such a big suitcase. I should be able to fit that in there, no problem. I'll just have my whips and my materials for my first class on Thursday. Plus, I am going to be adding a few more things in there that I wanted to show you. So I am bringing some extras of things just in case. So I'm bringing my entire interchangeable needle set. I have the regular set and I have a short set, and then in the back I have got cords. I'm actually going to pull out of this bag and add a few more 24-inch cords and also a few more of these like stopper things. See how many I have? Because I think that most all of my classes are going to use the same sizes of needles, and I only have like one set of them, so I'll have to do some changing. So I'm going to add another 24-inch cord. I've also got 32 in here if I prefer that, but I've got 24-inch cords ready to go. And then I just keep my little end stoppers when I have to change things out, and the little key tools in here. So I'm just gonna add a couple more of those as well. Okay, I think that's set. That's just gonna stay in my class bag the entire time. So at any class or with any whip, I will always have access to my needles. The other thing that I will always have with me is my little notions pouch. This has quite a few different things in it. I have some try-on tubing, which I probably won't need on this retreat. I love always having a scale. This is from Amazon, and it's tiny, but it weighs really well. So I've got a scale, I've got a needle gauge, of course, a measuring tape, a large pair of scissors. I mean, these are literally like Fiskars kids scissors, I think. Maybe not Fiskars. And then a small fix-it tool. So that's all in there in the main pouch. And then I've got a smaller pouch, which sometimes I will just take this out and throw it in a project bag if needed. I've got an even smaller fix-it tool, and I've got several different size like tapestry needles, a really tiny pair of snips. I love this pouch because it doesn't, unlike a plastic container that's really small, this doesn't rattle around as much. So I like having it in my bag because it rattles a little, but not quite as much. So what I'm actually going to be adding to here is I want to add, I've got a safety pin, a large safety pin full of just plain stitch markers. I'm going to add a few more of those. And then somewhere along the lines, my other safety pin that had all of my light bulb stitch markers, like these, well, as I dump them all on the floor, these kind, that has disappeared. So I am going to find another safety pin or find that one and put a bunch of these light bulb stitch markers in there because these are the most versatile tool. You can use them as a progress keeper, you can hold stitches, you can use them as a stitch marker, and I'm going to need a ton of those. So once I put all of that together, then this little pouch is also going to stay in my class bag and will go with me everywhere for the whole retreat. Okay, I think that is all done and packed up. So lastly, I have a couple like technology things. So I definitely am bringing my little iPad mini. I can put all my patterns on it. Plus, if I need to look anything up, I can connect to Wi-Fi and download things at sort of a slow speed, but at least I have them here. And I am also bringing a mobile charger. This one is from Anchor. It's our absolute favorite. We have, I think, like 4 or 5 different Anchor chargers. And of course I will need to get the cords to go with those. And I'm probably going to add in a notebook and some pens just so I can take notes in any class that I need to take notes in. So that's pretty much it for my class bag. It is all ready to go. And now I'm just counting down the days until it's time to leave for the retreat. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you were able to gain some tips for packing for your next trip or a knitting retreat itself. If you enjoyed this video, stay tuned for next week because I will be bringing you a vlog style video of the Knitting in the Hills retreat itself. Bye guys.